This conference will now be recorded.
This output via BRF Plus is also for billing document, only billing document. It is not applicable for every business and not for every transaction. This is only for specific businesses and only for billing transaction, very specifically only for billing transaction. So why SAP has come up with this? The reason is, let's say you take Amazon. Amazon creates 25 orders per second on an average day. If they have some sale going on, then Amazon create 300 orders per second. Just like Alibaba, they create more than 1 billion orders per year, right? So if my business is creating hardly 1,000 orders per day, so we have already output in the ECC and we can send the confirmations, order confirmation, like billing confirmations, everything. Maybe we can run a scheduled job. If you don't want to send immediately after saving the order, we can send this transaction using through scheduled job. Let's say every 3 hours we process outputs and we send the communication to customer. Maybe we could do it that way, right? But companies like this, let's say you buy something on Amazon, what do you expect immediately? So we expect order confirmation and billing confirmation, right? So if Amazon has not sent you the billing confirmation, that means your bank says that amount is debited. You received a message, but you have not received any update from the Amazon. So what happens? There would be a panic, right? So that means whenever we create a transaction, we need to send the confirmation immediately to the customer. So if a business is creating some 1,000 orders per day, that is okay. We could use the whatever we are having NACE-based output. But when it comes to uh, these kind of companies where they create hundred thousands of transactions maybe every day, so for them they need a separate output, right? So output via BRF Plus is only for these kind of businesses. It's not for any average company, and maybe you may not be seeing this in the projects as well. If you don't have this kind of requirement, you may not be even seeing this output via BRF Plus. And why SAP has come up with only billing document? Why can't other transactions? Because quotation, or you take an order, or a delivery challan. These are not so that important, right? Will customer will be panic if you don't send an order confirmation? Anyone? Or will customer will be a panic if you don't send a quotation confirmation to customer? Nothing, right? But if customer don't receive payment confirmation, then there would be a panic, right? Because customer his bank says the money got debited, but if customer don't get the confirmation, then customer would be panic. He will not be panicked without receiving a delivery challan or an order or a quotation. So that is the reason SAP has first introduced it to the billing document from SD side. At the same time, SAP also introduced this for the purchase order from MM side. Why purchase order from MM side? Actually, this concept has come up with only purchase order from MM side. Later, SAP has extended this to uh, later they have extended this to SD billing. If not, this has been introduced first only for the purchase order. So why SAP has come up with this purchase order? Because as we know in SAP now we have a module called as Ariba supplier network. Ariba supplier network. There are close to 3 million 3 million suppliers in this Ariba network. Okay, there are close to 3 million suppliers. Let's say I want to buy X material 100 quantity, and I posted this requirement in Ariba network where we have 3 million suppliers. Or else, just like even in India, we have India Mart and couple of other portals, right? Let's say today, okay, I have posted this requirement and a supplier has reached me saying that I can supply you for $2 per item. One X material is $2. But tomorrow, one another supplier reached me saying that I can give you only for $1 per one item. $1 for one item. But if I ask the supplier, Why can't you respond yesterday? Supplier says that I just received your requirement. That means, so lack in communication, that means if the communication is not reached in time, what happens? This is what happens. Okay. So if customer says that, sorry, if the second supplier says that I just received it, that means once you post a requirement that has to be sent to every supplier at the same time, or else it should be reached to every supplier. It is not that today you send it for 500,000, tomorrow 500,000, another day because your servers cannot handle, right? We'll be seeing sometimes saying that servers crashed because of volume. So let's say there are 3 million, right? So today I sent 500,000, tomorrow 500,000, another 500,000, another 500,000, like this, right? So first, whatever the user suppliers received this, they responded with $2. But tomorrow another supplier replied with $1. So what happened? This lack of communication has costed the company, right? We already committed with $2. So whenever there is a requirement, it has to be sent to all the suppliers at the same time so that everyone can respond and we can get a better quote, right? For this reason, SAP has first introduced a purchase order with output via BRF plus in this particular Ariba. Later, it also introduced this for the billing document from the SD side. Okay, but what is BRF? Okay, output we know. Output means we are sending a communication to the customer. It could be order confirmation. It could be any communication. But what is BRF? Is BRF something new in SAP? So BRF is not new in SAP. Okay, BRF was there in SAP since very long time. BRF means business rules framework. Okay, BRF means business rules framework, and it is there in SAP since very long time. But today SAP has come up with something saying that BRF plus. Okay, BRF plus. So what is that BRF plus? What is actually a BRF? BRF is business rules framework. Every business has their own set of rules. BRF is a SIP derived version of BRMS. SAP is a derived version of BRMS is BRF. That is business rules framework. But what is BRMS? That is business rules management system. Okay, business rules management system. You take any business, it has some rules, and we adapt a logic to that rules and develop a application. Okay, it could be traffic rules. There is set of rules for traffic, right? Green, red, orange. Likewise, a bank also has its own set of rules, right? So IT, what we do, we take the customer requirement, that is nothing but the rules, and we apply the logic and we develop an application. Let's say customer. In this particular rules, we'll have expressions. So so bank has a rule to open a bank account. What is the rule for opening bank account? If customer is 18 plus and submit all the documents, then open bank account. Else, don't open. So if, is, and, then, else, these are called as expressions. So you see any logic, any rule will fit into this. You take traffic rule. If it's green, then you go. Else, stop. Right? So any logic will fit into this if then else, like these are there will be many expressions, greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, or like this, there will be lots of expressions. So you take any logic, it will be fit into this particular expressions, right? So you take any business will have their own set of rules, and that rules, when combined with the IT logic, that's how we develop a application. and give it to the customers. So BRF is SAP's derived version of BRMS. That means if any business has their logic, then sorry, they have rules, we implement that into the SAP using this BRF. We can write our own logic, how it should be performed, when output has to be sent, to whom output has to be sent, whether it has to be sent as a printout or an email, right? So how we'll come to that with this particular BRF, right? So let's see the configuration, how this works. So as I told you, BRF is nothing new, but BRF plus is new. So BRF we already have in the system, but it's absolute now. What do we have now? It is BRF plus, which works on browser. That's nothing but through Fiori. So BRF is technical. So ABAPers, technical consultants with BRF skill set will be working on this particular BRF plus, and they would be developing the logics. But for output, SAP itself has given standard OSS notes which we could apply, and we don't need to change it. But if you need any changes in that particular standard what SAP has provided, then we need the BRF consultants. This will take a little time to open. By the time we go back and see the configuration. So where is this output? Okay, as I tell you, this is applicable only for billing document, right? But why would a company which is having only 100 orders per day or 1000 orders per day will go for BRF? Because see, if you're going for BRF, it is again extra cost to the company. We need ADS servers because BRF supports only Adobe Forms. We need ADS servers, we need BRF consultants. These all are additional resource. Even in one of my project, initially we have started doing this, but later we have dropped the idea. So why would my company afford all this cost for only just 1000 orders per day? So in the 15.11, the first version, what SAP has done is SAP has put this as mandatory. Okay, if you want to use output for billing document, you should use it with the output via BRF plus. But why would my business need extra cost, right? So that's where in the second version 16.10, SAP has come up with one config option saying that, okay, you don't need output via BRF plus, then you can switch back to NACE. So that was even written in the simplification list. Right from the first version, you will see this. Even today, 2021 version also, you will see the same text copy paste here. Sales and distribution, billing document output management. And you go here, it says, in S4HANA, a new output management approach was implemented and it has been set to default. It is default, right? But as there is a requirements and use cases for both frameworks, that means output via BRF plus NACE. Both customers want NACE, old customers want NACE. Why would they go for output via BRF plus? But some customers need output via BRF plus. So as there is a valid requirement and the use cases for both the framework, from the release of 16.10, as I told you, from the second version, they have added one customizing activity called as manage application object type. This configuration was added so that you can switch back to NACE. You can inactivate the output via BRF plus and you can switch back to NACE. Even today, the systems are by default delivered with output via BRF plus. If you go for SPRO, and where is this new output via BRF plus configuration? That is under cross application components. In the cross application components and output control, the last output control, You see, manage application object type activation. This is what given, right? So this one, manage application object type activation. So SPRO, cross application component output control, manage application object type activation. So this configuration has been introduced from the second version so that we could control by default. Even today also it is active. If you don't want that, you need to inactivate it for billing document. By default, it is active even today, right? So as we are discussing output via BRF plus, we need this to be active. Okay, let it be active. Let us go back to BRF screen. So this is the BRF screen, the BRF plus screen. Okay, so this is where you'll be having OS note applicable, and your technical consultant, BRF consultants can work on that. Right. So this is again upload, the download. So to always in the expert mode. By default, it will be in simple mode. It will be in simple mode, but if you want to work on this BRF screen, you should be always in the expert screen. So then only you could see all the import, export, and other things. This all functionalities. Right. So nothing to do for us with this screen because this is complete technical. Coming to the functional of output BRF. So yeah, the first thing is application object type activation. As I just mentioned, this is by default standard configuration. It will be active anyway if you are going with output via BRF plus. Okay. The next is define output types. Okay, define output types. So in this define output types, we assign our output type to object type. So here what we are doing, this is output type. You could say billing underscore output, billing underscore document. In the ECC, uh, in the ECC, this particular output type for billing is RD00. In the billing, it is RD00, but here it is billing underscore document. So billing underscore document assigned to billing underscore document, that is application object type. By default, it is standard provided, so nothing to change or do here. Then next is OPD. Define business rules. I told you, right? Where do we set up that rules? So here, define business rules for OPD, output parameter determination, or for this you can also access with the T code. The T code is called as OPD, and this works on Fiori. When you click this, it takes us to browser and it works on Fiori. This you could also access directly through a transaction code OPD. So yeah, so once we are in the output determination, you can see these are the business rules and maintain the business rules. So first we'll be selecting show business rules for billing document, select the application which we want. So billing document, and on the right side, determination steps. Step by step, we need to maintain the rules. So first output type. What is the output type? Once you select this, it will open up the maintain business rules and we can maintain. Yeah. So here it says what billing type, what is output type, what is the dispatch time, because immediate. There is no schedule, right? So we have schedule option here, but it's immediate. If it is in the ECC, we have a couple of more options actually. So this works on the same exclusive logic of condition technique. The exclusive, first it checks with the first option. If it's not valid, it goes to the second option. So if I want to edit this, or I want to add one more parameter here, I want to add a company code here, or a distribution channel, or a state, city, sales, or anything it could be. I want to add one more parameter. So how do we do that? You just click on the edit here, and so when you click on edit, as you see, the editor has been added. And now I can give an input. Just go to direct value input. Maybe I can select a, you see the expressions, these string expressions will have is equal to, greater than, less than, not equal to, between. Like this, there are many expressions actually, right? So if my billing document is equal to F2, okay, billing document is equal to F2, and output type is billing underscore document, then the dispatch is immediate. But if I want to add one more parameter here, okay, what is actually the BRF? What are the contents of the BRF? What we'll have in the technical of BRF? What do we have? Okay, what do we have in the technical of BRF? Let me show you. Yeah. So what is the technical of BRF? That is the contents of the BRF. These are the contents of the BRF. The BRF technicals is nothing but it has data objects, expressions, functions, rule sets, and actions. So these are the technical contents of the BRF. So from where the expressions and other things come in here, that is from the BRF, right? So if you want to add one more parameter here, I'll just click on the table settings, or we can also add one more row here. So I can just copy the row, again insert the row. So line 2 has been created so that we can create that exclusive kind of logic. Okay, exclusive kind of logic we can create here. So what I'll do is I'll go to table settings. In the table settings, insert a column from context data objects. Where is the data objects coming from? Here, right? So context data objects, and system gives us a choice to choose all the fields, whatever is there in the data objects. You could choose anything here. So I just want to add company code. I'll click on the company code, and I also have an option whether you want to mark it as mandatory or you want to just leave it. So if you want to mark it as mandatory, I can also mark it as mandatory here. I will just say okay. And you could see here company code. Okay, company code. So we could add a new parameters as well using this particular table settings. So this is the first step where we tell system what should be our output type. Okay, what is the output type? So if my billing document plus output type, and what is the dispatch time, whether it should be immediate or scheduled. So that's the first option. The next is receiver. Okay, if this is the output type, then to whom we send it? Usually we send output to billing output to payer. So select a receiver. Receiver. So if this is the output type, that is billing underscore document, then what is the role? To whom we send it? That is role is RE. Okay, BP role RE, right? So as I told you, this also works on exclusive logic. So if not this, it goes to the second option. So who is the receiver? We assign it here, the role of the receiver. The next channel, how we send it. Here we have only two options. One is print and one is email. If it is in the ECC, we have iDocs, that is ALE. We have EDI, right? We have fax. There are lots of other options, channels. But here we have only two channels. One is print and email. So if this is the output type and the role is RE, who is the receiver ID, and what is the channel? So print, right? So we have only print and email. Even today, iDocs is not supported with this output via BRF plus. Why companies are not accepting this? Because even today, iDocs are not accepted. The next is printer settings, number of copies and everything. Output type, role, receiver ID. For some steps, you need to see the right scroll as well. You see, this step has a right scroll where we mention what is the print queue. Print queue is LP01 and number of copies, one copy, two copy, three copy, anything it could be. So we mention the copies. Then email settings. For email settings, we don't need to do anything because system already takes it from the email templates. So email settings, we just only set, the system knows to take the emails, but recipients and form templates. So let us come back again to the configuration SPRO because this form templates and everything is maintained here itself in the SPRO. You see, assign output channels. By default, we have output channels actually here. If my output channel is print, what should be the channel? You see, billing document. We have two options, email and print. It is already assigned here. And we can maintain a master template for every country. So this is one standard template. This is one standard template. You could mention like who is the sender country, receiver country, organization elements, everything we could mention here. Apart from this, we can maintain a template for every country individually. You could see the trailing Canada, Denmark, France, Hungary, US. Like this, we have all the options, Philippines, Netherlands, right? So these are country specific form templates, which we could assign it to the channels, right? Put via BRF list, how do we configure it? We don't have much of channels here. We have only two channels. One is print, one is email, and the other one is print settings. So here where we maintain the rules, how it should be sent and everything. So how do we process this output? If it is in the ECC, we use VV31, right? How do we create output run? Output run is used, we create output run with VV31. VV31. So VV31 is for create output condition records. And output type you see, it fits only four characters, RD00. This is for NACE, the old output, RD00, right? But the new output is billing underscore document. It's a very lengthy character. So how do we access that? It is VV31F. The new transaction for output run is VV31F. So when you go to VV31F, VV31F. It's taking a little time. VV31, VV12, VV31 should be existing actually. VV11, VV21, VV31. VV31, right? This is VV31. Then this should be VV31F actually. VV. Yeah, it should be VV31F. I remember it as VV31F. But it says it's not available. VV31. VF30. Just a moment. VF31, yes. VF31. Yes. It is not VV31. It is VF31. VF31F. Yeah, correct. VF31F. That is a transaction. That is, yeah, this one. VF31F. You could see billing underscore document. Because if you go to VF31, which is NACE, you see only 4 characters. RD00. This can fit only 4 characters. RD00, NACE based, right? But if you go to VF31F, you see the billing type as VF31F. Then you see it as a billing underscore document. This is for the new output via BRF plus processing. And how do systems show? We discussed, right? It's only in PDF format. So only in the PDF format, how do systems show this? That is VF02. I'll just show you an existing billing document in PDF how this particular output via BRF plus look like. So usually to check the print preview, let it open. So usually where do we check the print preview for a billing? Like you can go here and issue output and issue output or print preview screen, but you don't see that here now. If you are going with output via BRF plus, you don't see it. So where do we see that particular output via BRF plus, and it supports only the PDF document, right? So for that you need to click on go to header output. No longer, longer than the length. So it should be in output header output. There's some error here. If not, it should display here. The material number is longer than the length set. Maybe there might be some inconsistency. Someone has changed the material length, so it's not opening. If not, what we do is we check here. We go to header and we go to output. So here where system show a PDF document here, a PDF icon. Okay. System shows a PDF icon, and when we click on the PDF icon, that's where system will open. System will open the PDF, the format of output. Okay. So this is 1901 version. As I told you, this version is being kind of obsolete. Now it is only 2021 version. But output, we don't have this particular setup in 2021. So that's the reason we are discussing it in the 1909. Right. So this is about the output via BRF plus, now introduced in S4 HANA for only billing document as of date. Okay. And this is an option. You don't need to go for output via BRF plus. If you don't require, you could always switch back to NACE. Right. So any questions on the output, please go ahead. Yeah. So there is one more concept
What
that is,
what is
yeah, go ahead.
what is meant by
Mean by
ALE? What is meant by ALE?
ALE is application linking and enabling. That is for iDocs. We'll see that when it is, there's a recorded video as I told you in the ECC, I'll share it. ALE is application linking enabling, and that is again a SAP's version of EDI. EDI means electronic data interchange, right, to communicate securely. SAP's version of EDI is ALE, and the carrier is iDocs.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So we are left with one more concept, which is embedded analytics. So as we know that now in SAP has come up with some new kind of analytics through Fiori. This is available only through Fiori, not on GUI. In the GUI, you cannot see this. This is only available on Fiori. So let me go to Fiori // UI2/FLP. Let me take this on Chrome. So embedded analytics is applicable only through Fiori, and there are two analytics. One is embedded analytics and one is strategic analytics. So embedded analytics, it is free to use on the standard license and it provides real-time reporting. Strategic analytics gives more option to analyze various SAP's proprietary tools. Okay. So in the interviews, you may face a question, or in the certification, you may face a question from embedded analytics. So the question might be like, what is available for key users, end users? You see, so what is included in S4HANA embedded analytics for end users? These are included. Key users, IT users. So these are applicable. Okay. Some are both on-premise and cloud. Certain things are only on Fiori. So query browser, what we are discussing now. And you see these missing boxes, the blank boxes. What is this blank boxes? This is strategic analytics. That is for the licensed base to analyze more advanced, like Lumira. You see here, these are the missing boxes and applicable only on premise. Analysis for Office, Lumira, and query design, and for ABAP Eclipse and Design Studio. These four are the missing boxes what from the embedded analytics. And customer get these more four options when they go with the strategic analytics licensed base. But embedded analytics is free to use in the standard license. And it provides real-time reporting. But what is the limitation? That is, we cannot analyze more advanced. So when you're in this query, just search for query browser. So query browser is the dashboard from where we can write our own queries, or there are already standard queries. If you wish, you could use this. Sometimes it opens very fast. Yeah, this one, query browser. Okay. So through this, we can access the embedded analytics. You want to write a new queries or existing queries, anything. You just open the query browser. So you could filter here, search by only the sales. Go to the search and filter it only by sales, and you'll see the sales. So these all are sales queries, and you could see sales order item, sales order quotation, contract order. So there are various queries, right? So just to select any of this, don't click on this. You could just what you could do is you could select this and click on open for analysis. If you directly click on this, there is nothing happens. It takes us to the next screen, but you don't see anything here, right? So what you do is if you want to analyze the query or you want to build your query at a sales order item level or any of this, you need to select this and open for analysis. You need to click for open for analysis. Okay, just select this and open for analysis. This will take a little time to open. In the resume, you have to mention this embedded analytics, query browser, worked on query browser. You have to mention this. It's taking a little long time. Maybe let me open once again. Let me go back and try to open this once again. Hmm. Yeah. Okay, let me open once again, please. query browser. It takes a little time to open actually. So this time let us not refresh it. Let us leave it like that. So query browser, select the query browser, and we'll see the other queries. So I'll just filter it with sales, and whatever the query you want to build or check, you just see here. Okay, you have all the sales related now. So I'll just select this and click on the open for analysis on the right bottom corner. It's pretty simple to build actually. You don't need any logic here. These are standard fields anyway. So this is a pretty easy way we could do this because we have two axes here, one y-axis and x-axis. You just drag and drop the fields to build the queries. There is no logic or any programming we need to do here. Yeah, you could see here we have rows and columns. These are columns and these are rows. So these are the allowed fields. In what dimension you want to run a report? Just drag and drop the fields into the columns and what should be in the row. So you see here now system will add a bill to party here. It's just refreshed and you could say system has added a bill to party column and you could take a maybe I'll take billing date into the row. In the row system should add billing date. So it's just a drag and drop on the x-axis and y-axis and system will build the report. So you see now system added one new row here called as billing date. So what way you want to see this report, you could also control here. We have settings and you can swap the accesses and everything. Now it is in, okay, here. This is chart and table both. So we have different option actually. Yeah, chart settings. So how do you want to see chart type? Let's say I want to see pie chart. Okay, so you could control how you want to view the chart, the tabular form, everything you could control here. And let's say once your report is generated and you could take it to a spreadsheet, okay, or else you could email this. Okay, actions. So in the actions, if you want to further analyze this, you could still again open if you have that particular tools. So either you can email this or you can save this style on the dashboard. Let's say if this is the report every day user has to search in the morning. So rather than user coming to here and like running this particular, what you do is you could save this on the user's dashboard itself. Let's say analytics, incoming sales order, right? I'll give some name here. Today, I'll just put today's date, 25th June, new tile. And yeah, my home in my home group, we are saving it. So if I go to home, the dashboard, so we have saved it in my home, right? So let's go to this group, my home, click on this. And this is what the new tile we have saved it. You see the report. That means we don't need to give access to the user for running this report and everything. We can create already set up a report and save in its dashboard so that every day morning or anytime they want to run a report, they can just click on this. So it will directly take us to the analytics. And that report will be auto-generated here. Sorry. Yeah, you see, it has taken to the same report. If you want to add more filters, we could add filters, and if user wish to generate it. So this particular, we could save it as a tile itself in the user dashboard, or we could send this as an email, right? So this is embedded analytics. What is free for use in the standard SAP now without a license, right? So with this, we finished all the concepts of this particular 9 sessions. For certification, there is a, so this particular, okay, not this certification. Okay, I'll do one thing. This one. Okay. Yeah, these are enough for certification. 2021, you want to take a certification, whether associate or upskilling, doesn't matter. Both you could do it. These are the certification documents. And we have a sample resume, and we also have skill sets, what you can put in the resume. Maybe you could text me on WhatsApp. I can also send you individually to everyone that particular resume and the skill set, what you could mention in the resume. Okay, and once you draft your resume, you could send it over. So we could check and then you could proceed. Right. So this is all about this S4 HANA. So any questions, please go ahead.
Yeah. When do we have a new batch, sir? For this, I mean, new batch in the sense for revision
S4
purpose.
HANA in
Yes,
the
yes.
July, July 15th or 16th.
And July. So I just want to join that batch for revision purpose. And moreover, have you
What?
shared this all these
Yes, yes.
documents,
I already shared it.
all the which we can see on the screen, right?
Yeah, in whatever you're seeing here, except 1 or 2 folders, which is only, I cannot share this thing. If not, everything you have got.
Mhm. Okay, sir. Please let me know whenever the new batch is starting so that I can join for revision purpose.
Sure, sure, sure. Yeah, any number of times you can attend anyone. So next month probably it will be in the 3rd week of July, somewhere Thursday, right? Right. Yeah, it should be somewhere here, July 16th and 17th. So ping me somewhere around this time. I can update you the schedule. Any other questions, anyone?
Sir,
Either resume
yeah,
preparation
I
or
know.
interview preparation,
Yeah.
anything. Yeah, go ahead, please,
Sir,
Sidhu.
sir, regarding the status tables and also, did you cover that, or
Which
few of
one?
these tables got absolute right now?
The tables. One
Yeah,
moment.
tables and field.
Yes, that we have discussed in the miscellaneous session. Maybe session 3 or 4 we have discussed it. Or else I will
Okay.
again tell you what tables has been absolute. There is no KONV table. KONV table has been replaced with PRCD underscore elements. So KONV table is not available. It is replaced with the PRCD underscore elements. There is no VBBS table in the AATP session we have discussed. VBBS, total records.
Okay.
You see no values found. This is not available. And VBox, table VBox is absolute. That is the reason even rebates is absolute. VBox is the heaviest table, 2 TB table actually, but here it is absolute. It is found in VBox. So these are the some tables which has been absolute. And when it comes to those, we say, oh, are taken out of the system? Not really. They have been merged with the primary tables. Okay, they have been merged with the primary tables. That means, let's say, in the ECC, all the status tables are separate and the primary tables are separate. But when it comes to S4 HANA, if you go to VBAC, the sales document header, you'll see tons of fields actually. You see many fields here. And you also see field here, that is, if you run this VBAC table in the ECC, you will not see even a single field called as status. Okay, there will not be status, because for status there are separate tables actually, like VAKPMA. Let me show
Yeah.
you. Right, for tables we have a different, for status we have a different tables. So these are the status
VBK and
tables,
VBK.
VAPMA,
Yeah.
yeah, VAKPA, VLPA. These are the status tables. But now we discussed that there is no status table, there is no index table, there is no aggregate table, only primary tables. You see, S4, this is S4 HANA structure, only primary tables, right? But what about
Yeah.
this? Let's say if you are already having some Z report, right? You have developed some report and you are using the same report in S4 HANA. If this field is not available, then how does system get the data? So when we say something is absolute, it is not really absolute. They have been merged with primary tables. So if you see VBAC here in the S4 HANA, when you scroll, you'll see lots of status tables here, fields here, status fields, which you don't see it in the ECC. You see here confirmation status, delay status, overall status, couple of more you'll see, reference status. So from where these particular status fields are coming, these are coming from this particular VAKPM. This all been merged with the primary tables. So nothing is absolute, it's there. So your reportings will be converted to CDS and it is redirected to this primary tables itself. Okay. So this is what the table change happened. Nothing much more.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
And the videos you have uploaded
So
for S4HANA,
yeah.
in that I guess the
Hmm.
class 6 is missing. I could see the class 5 and then class 7. There is no class 6 actually, I guess.
No, there is class 4. Actually, class 4 is the credit management. I have replaced it with the name.
Class 6,
Instead
sorry.
of putting the number, credit
Hmm.
management, I have put it as name.
Okay,
Total
okay.
nine
That
sessions
means
you
that
should
is
be,
the
eight
class
sessions
6.
you should, 8 videos you should be seeing.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
because credit management is important, so I just put it as with the name.
Okay. Mm.
Okay.
And one more thing.
So you could prepare
In
the
ECC,
draft resume and send it. If anyone is trying for job, we could take it. Yeah, go ahead.
and one more
Go
thing.
ahead. Go ahead.
And ECC, we will be covering this IDOCS topic because so far we have not come
Yes,
across this
I told you
topic.
right that those all rise up comes in the last, and I told you right. I'll be giving you the videos of debugging rise up and FS writing.
Okay, okay. Right.
Did I showed you in the last batch? You're from evening batch, right? One moment. We
Yes,
did
yes,
not
yes.
had a session yesterday. Yeah, yesterday I was very, very tired. I could not take the session. Just let me show you.
Okay.
Let me show you. See, we don't go by topics. Okay, we go by what industry wants. This is just a
Okay.
Thursday message. You see, 16 lakhs package. When
Oh,
you're stuck
nice.
up with some topic, you cannot get job. Okay. So whether you want
Yes, sir.
IDOCs or whether you want variant configuration, serial numbers or automatic packing, batch management, don't go by topics. It will take another 5 years for you to complete the training.
Mm-hmm.
Just follow
So
whatever
that
we are
means,
discussing. That is enough. So this guy is from December
okay,
batch. Okay. And it's
okay,
16
okay.
lakhs package, a decent package.
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay. Yes. Don't go by topic, anyone. Topics will land you nowhere because there are that many topics. I told you that I can teach you for the next 2, 3 years.
That many
Okay.
concepts are there. If to
That
be
many
learned.
concepts are there.
Yes, yes.
But can you afford
No,
that
no,
time? Someone will say,
no,
some
no,
of
sir.
your family say, some friends say, do you know IDOCs? Did you learn the
Yes, sir. That
batch
is what
management?
happened.
Don't worry.
Actually, that is
Ignore
what
them.
happened.
Ignore them. Okay. Just follow the
Yes,
guidance.
sir. Yes.
You'll be landing in the job in September, October. Right? So thanks everyone for attending these sessions, and any further you need related to S4 HANA, like certification help or resume preparation or interview questions or anything. Are you going for a job? You want to discuss a job description? You could reach out to me, so I could help you on that. Right. So we'll conclude this batch today here, and we'll not have any further sessions. If you want to attend a revision session, you can take it up in the July. So around July 14th, 15th, you can ping me on WhatsApp. I will update the schedule, or you can check on my website. So that you'll be knowing when is the next batch, and anytime, even after 1 year also, you can come back and attend any session. You don't need to pay anything extra, right? So thanks everyone for attending this session, and good day. We'll call
Yes,
up.
sir. So if yeah,
Go ahead, Sidhu.
just a question.
Go ahead.
Yeah. If any commonly used questions on this S4 HANA, I can share with the
It's already
class, right?
there, and I already sent it. Maybe I can send it. There are some 10 questions which frequently faced in the interview, and you'll not face anything more than this. Okay.
Okay.
So some
Okay.
11 questions, right? So
Sure.
you can just text me on WhatsApp. I can send it.
Sure, sir. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Good day, everyone. Bye bye. All the best.